Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. I hope you are doing well today. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wanted to practice English, but had nobody to speak with? No English friends, no speaking partner, no teacher around you. Maybe you feel alone in your English journey, and sometimes you think, how can I improve my speaking if I have nobody to practice with? Well, today's episode is exactly for you, because the truth is this: you do not need an English partner to improve your speaking. Yes, speaking with people is helpful, but it is not the only way to become fluent. Many people wait forever for the perfect speaking partner. Meanwhile, they never practice alone, and because they never practice, they never improve. So today, we're going to talk about how to practice English alone, how to build confidence by yourself daily speaking exercises, how to stop feeling embarrassed, and how to create an English environment even if nobody around you speaks English. So relax, listen carefully, and let's begin. One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is waiting. Waiting for friends, waiting for a teacher, waiting for the perfect moment. But fluency does not come from waiting. It comes from practice. Imagine someone who wants to become stronger physically. Would they wait years before exercising? Of course not. They start with what they have. English is the same. Even alone, you can practice pronunciation, vocabulary, listening, speaking, thinking in English confidence. In fact, practicing alone can sometimes help you improve faster. Why? Because there is no pressure, no fear, no embarrassment. You can repeat sentences 100 times if you want. Now let's talk about one of the best methods ever. Talking to yourself. Yes, it may sound strange at first, but it works incredibly well, because speaking English is a skill, and skills improve through repetition. So during your day, describe everything you do in English. This simple habit trains your brain to think and speak automatically. And the more you do it, the more natural English becomes. Another powerful method is reading out loud, not silently. Out loud. Why is this important? Because your mouth needs practice too. Sometimes learners understand English very well in their minds, but their mouths are not used to producing the sounds. So choose short stories, podcast transcripts, articles, YouTube subtitles, and read them loudly. Slowly at first, then naturally. This improves pronunciation, rhythm, confidence, fluency, and most importantly, it makes speaking feel more comfortable. Now let's talk about one of the most effective speaking exercises in the world. Shadowing. Shadowing means listening to English and repeating immediately after the speaker, like an echo. For example, if the speaker says, "Today is a beautiful day," you repeat, "Today is a beautiful day." Try to copy pronunciation, speed, emotion, intonation. This exercise is extremely powerful because it trains your ears and your mouth together. At first, it feels difficult, but after some practice, your speaking becomes smoother and more natural. You can practice shadowing with podcasts, YouTube videos, movies, interviews. Even 10 minutes daily can improve your fluency a lot. If you always think in your native language first, speaking will feel slow. So start thinking directly in English. Simple thoughts are enough. For example, I am hungry. I need water. The weather is nice. I feel tired today. Your brain does not need complicated English immediately. Simple English creates fluency. Little by little, your brain stops translating and speaking becomes faster. Record yourself speaking. This technique is uncomfortable at first, but extremely effective. Record yourself speaking English. Choose a topic like your day, your goals, your hobbies, your favorite movie, your childhood. Then speak for 1 or 2 minutes. When you listen to yourself, you will notice pronunciation, mistakes, grammar problems, hesitation, weak vocabulary, and that is good, because improvement starts with awareness. Do not feel embarrassed by your voice. Every fluent speaker sounded imperfect at the beginning. Here is another amazing exercise. Imaginary conversations. Pretend someone is talking to you. For example, imagine someone asks, "How was your day?" You answer, "My day was good. I worked a lot today. I feel tired but happy." Or imagine a restaurant conversation. "Hello, what would you like to order?" You answer, "I would like chicken and rice, please." This exercise prepares your brain for real conversations. And the best part? You can practice anytime. Today, your phone can become your English environment. You can listen to podcasts, watch English YouTube videos, read English posts, use pronunciation apps. Practice speaking with voice tools. Your phone is not only entertainment. It can become your classroom. Even 30 minutes every day makes a huge difference over time. Many people stay silent because they fear mistakes. But mistakes are normal, completely normal. Fluency grows through practice, not perfection. If you wait until your English becomes perfect before speaking, you may wait forever. Instead, speak badly first, then improve slowly. That is how progress works. Now let me give you a simple daily routine. Morning, speak English for 5 minutes about your plans. Afternoon, describe your environment in English. Evening, listen to English and do shadowing practice. Night, talk about your day for 2 minutes. That is enough. Consistency matters more than long study sessions. Sometimes learning alone feels difficult. You may feel unmotivated, isolated, frustrated, but remember this. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner, and many people became fluent mostly through self-practice. Do not underestimate small daily efforts. One sentence every day becomes fluency over time. Now let's practice together. Imagine these situations and answer in English. Situation 1. You just woke up late. Maybe you say, "Oh no, I am late. I need to hurry. I forgot to set my alarm." Situation 2. You are hungry after work. "I want something delicious. I think I will cook tonight. I am too tired for fast food." Situation 3. You are relaxing at home. "I feel peaceful. I want to watch a movie. Today was a long day." Excellent. That is real speaking practice. Before we finish today's episode, remember something important. You do not need perfect conditions to improve your English. You do not need many friends. You do not need expensive classes. And you do not need to wait for the perfect speaking partner. You can start today, right now, with your voice, your thoughts, and your daily practice. Little by little, your confidence will grow, and one day, speaking English will feel natural. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, How to Speak English Alone Without a Partner. If you enjoyed this podcast, continue practicing every single day. Remember, speak without fear, practice consistently, think in English, and trust the process. Your English can improve more than you imagine. Take care, keep learning, and I will see you in the next episode. Hello everybody, welcome to Better English in 30 Days. I hope you're doing great today. Now let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever listened to a native English speaker and thought, wow, I wish I could speak English like that? Maybe you admire their pronunciation. Maybe you love how natural they sound. Maybe you notice how easily they speak without stopping too much. And sometimes, after listening to them, you feel frustrated with your own English. Vocabulary, you understand grammar, but when you speak, it still doesn't sound natural. Well, first of all, let me tell you something important. Speaking like a native speaker is not about speaking perfect English. Even native speakers make mistakes. Real fluency is about sounding natural, speaking smoothly, understanding quickly, and expressing yourself comfortably. And the good news is this: you can't improve your English dramatically if you practice the right way. So today, we are going to talk about why some learners sound more natural than others, the habits of fluent speakers, pronunciation, and rhythm thinking in English, shadowing practice, common mistakes learners make, and daily exercises to sound more natural in English. So relax. Listen carefully, and let's begin. The first type is stop trying to sound perfect. One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is trying to sound perfect all the time. They focus too much on grammar. Every sentence becomes a test. So, before speaking, they think, is this grammar correct? Am I using the right tense? What if I make a mistake? And because of this fear, they speak very slowly. But native speakers do not speak like robots. They speak naturally, sometimes quickly, sometimes imperfectly, sometimes casually. Fluency is not perfection. Fluency is comfort, if you want to sound natural. Stop trying to create perfect textbook English every second. Focus more on communication and rhythm. Part 2. Native speakers use simple English. Here is something surprising. Most native speakers use simple English most of the time. They do not use difficult vocabulary in every sentence. For example, instead of saying, I am extremely exhausted after today's activities, a native speaker often says, I'm really tired. Simple, natural, easy. Many learners try too hard to sound intelligent. But natural English is usually simple English. That is why learning common phrases is more useful than memorizing difficult words. Part 3. Learn English in phrases. This is extremely important. Do not learn only single words. Learn full phrases. For example, instead of learning busy, learn I'm busy right now. Instead of hungry, learn I'm starving. I could eat something. Native speakers think and speak in chunks, not word by word. That is why listening practice is powerful. Your brain starts memorizing natural patterns automatically. Part 4. Master English rhythm. Now, let's talk about something many learners ignore. Rhythm. English has music, native. Speakers connect words together smoothly. For example, what are you doing? Often sounds like, what'y, a doing? Or, did you eat? Can sound like, did ya eat? This is called connected speech. And if you only study textbook pronunciation, native English may sound very fast to you. To sound more natural, you must train your ears to hear real spoken English. That means podcasts, movies, interviews, and conversations. The more you listen, the more natural rhythm enters your speech. Part 5. Shadowing technique. Now let's talk about one of the best fluency techniques in the world. Shadowing. Shadowing means listening to native English and repeating immediately after the speaker, like an echo. For example, if the speaker says, I don't really feel like going out today, you repeat, I don't really feel like going out today. Copy, pronunciation, speed, emotion rhythm, and intonation. This trains your mouth and ears together. At first, it feels difficult, but over time, your speech becomes smoother and more natural. Many advanced English speakers use this method daily. Part 6. Think in English. If you always translate from your language first, speaking will feel slow. So, begin thinking directly in English. Simple thoughts are enough. For example, I'm tired, I need coffee, the weather is nice, I'm hungry. Little by little your brain adapts, and one day, English begins to feel automatic. That is a huge step toward fluency. Record yourself. This exercise can change your English completely. Record yourself speaking. Talk about your day, your goals, your favorite movie, your childhood, or anything you enjoy. Then listen carefully. You will notice pronunciation mistakes, unnatural pauses, weak pronunciation, and grammar problems. And that is good, because awareness creates improvement. Do not feel embarrassed. Every fluent speaker sounded imperfect at the beginning. Many learners worry too much about having an accent, but listen carefully. Having an accent is normal. Almost everyone has an accent. The goal is not becoming a completely different person. The goal is clear communication. You do not need to sound exactly American or British to speak excellent English. Confidence matters more than perfection. Fluent speakers usually practice English consistently. Not once a week, not once a month, every day. Even small daily habits matter. Listening to podcasts, reading in English, speaking alone, shadowing, and thinking in English. Consistency changes your brain over time. You do not need to live in America or England to improve your English. Today, your phone can create immersion. Watch YouTube in English, listen to English music, follow English creators online, read comments in English, watch interviews and podcasts. The more English surrounds you, the faster your brain adapts. Before we finish today's episode, remember something important. Speaking like a native speaker does not happen overnight. It takes listening, repetition, patience, and daily practice. But every day you practice, you improve. Do not compare yourself to others. Focus on becoming more comfortable, more confident, and more natural little by little. That is real progress. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. How to speak English like a native speaker. I hope this podcast motivates you to continue your English journey. Remember, speak every day, listen carefully, copy natural English, think in English, and never fear mistakes. Fluency is built step by step. Take care of yourself, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next episode.